Now, one of the things I wanted to have a look at was this alternator here. I wanted to clean it up. And judging by the starter, I don't think this car's done anything at all. But I just want a bit of a clean up and a clean and polish. The bearings seem beautiful. There's nothing wrong with them at all. You know, there's nothing on them. So how do we get into it? Well, I don't know. Probably some screws. But I think first thing, I've got to take that nut off there. What size is it? It's not that one. So it's 15/16 or equivalent, maybe 22mm. See if we can spin it off. Indeed. Now this is the earlier type of alternator. The later ones were a bit higher amperage. Well, they had different pulleys, so we have to be aware of that. Yeah, you can see in here it's nice, but it's had a little bit of rust in this car. Now there's some washers under here, some shims. Oh, is it a shim? No, it's a piece. We'll put that together. Now we can take off. See if we can get this unit apart. Now, do we need a puller? I don't know. What do we need to take off? I don't know. Was that 10? Or 11? These are just little spaces for the shield. Right, below those, we've got all sorts of suppressors on there. This will be our brush pack, no doubt. Let's see if we can get that out. I found a 732s that fits. Not very common, is it? Now I know for a fact that my electrical shop has all these bits in stock. Right. What are we going to find in here? Brush pack? Big wire. Actually, there's a lot of life in them, you know. Ain't much, is there, in those things? It is quite dirty. Now the next thing is, what else do we have to take off? Do we have to take these wires off? Do we have to take this off? I don't know. No, if it's got a nut on it, we'll take it off. Ooh. Oh, that wasn't very tight. A wire, so we were right to take that one off. This one here seems a bit reluctant to come off. Not anymore. So we can't get these mixed up because they go into the posts. Oop, there's a washer. Zoom in a bit more. All we're left with now is that one on there. Yep, there's a screw there. That must hold the rectifier in. Yes, that holds the rectifier in. What holds it in at the other side? We don't know. So, let's take these 3 bolts holding it together off and see what we can find. Now, these type of things, I think it's like the old Lucas things. It can go on left or right. So we're going to do a little mark here. I'll just do a chicken scratch here and here to show that these 2 pieces are together, because if you turn it around it'll go on this side and it'll be completely out of phase. So let's put one of those nuts back on, see if we can tap the bolts out. Yes. I thought these were like that because the bolts have got like a spline on them. You see? Now, how does this come apart? We don't know. Oh, made in UK. Oh, it's starting to move. Made in the UK, that probably account for the 932's bolts. Hey, we're in. That feels really nice, that bearing. What's in here? There's a needle roller in the end, and this casing I can only see one sort of screw in there. That's holding that one in there. Let's take it off. Oh, it's all moving now. I bet you that those coils, this winding in here, comes out with that rectifier. Won't be wrong. Let me see. Let me see if I can just gently tap that off. Oh. Yes. Now, pushing there. Pushing there. Now we can see our casings we want to clean up. Now this has got a bearing in here. We don't want to get that dirty. So what we're going to do is we're going to put instead of knocking the bushing out because it's kind of good, going to put a plastic bung in there, make sure it's okay. This little lot here, tell you what, let's put the nuts on to stop those spacers dropping off. Yeah. How do we clean up this bit? I've seen them when they come back from the shop that they paint this bit black. Well, you can see the three-phase wiring that comes through here, soldered onto that pin, and that pin. Oh, that's easy. I don't think we need to change the rectifier. I don't think we need to change that at all. But how do they clean that bit up? Or do they just clean it with a wire brush? Let's put this in the parts washer and this in the parts washer. This thing here, well, we're going to have to have a look at this and see how that comes out. Where's the nut? Is the bearing clipped in? We don't know. Let's put the nut on the end, and then let's go to the vice squad here and see if it'll just tap out. And the answer is no. Well, I just happened to have a handy piece of exhaust pipe that went round there and it popped off. I'd never have got it off with that puller. Wait till you see the shaft. Hang on. Wait till I see the shaft. Still tight. How am I going to get that out of there? Oh, I know. I'll get a handy socket. Oh, don't want to put that one in there. I think that bearing's buggered now, so we might as well replace it. Well, it feels alright, but I think it's just a 6203. Yeah, I think so. That's easy enough to fix. At least we can clean the casings up. But you can see how rusty the bearing was on the shaft, so we'll clean all that up. And just clean that with a wire brush, and the rotor here is not, the slip rings aren't looking too bad actually. So I think just a little bit of a clean in the parts washer and leave it overnight. But first of all, we'll get these in the blaster and blast them up and clean them and see what they're like.